How many of you are contemplating house sitting while remote working? Well, let me tell you, there's a few things that you might need to juggle, and we wanted to share our experience with you from the summer of 2023 in the UK. Now, the things that you may need to consider that you're going to be managing at the same time might be multiple pets, multiple deadlines, multiple time zones, and many different routines. So we wanted to share our insight and wisdom with you. We haven't done a house sitting video in a while, so here we are. But stick around till the end because we have something special to show you. It's actually the biggest challenge that we faced while house sitting and remote working on the Kent coast in England this year. Hello, it's Sarah from travellive.learn.com on this sublime summer day in the UK. Now, I hope you can see some of the sunshine filtering in, and it's why I have my cap on here. I'm sitting in my favourite room in the UK, in UK buildings, is called a conservatory. It's outside and it's glass and it's got the sun that streams in. So I've been taking advantage of it today because we have had the worst weather. So to have beautiful blue skies today is a real treat. And I've got the door open. I've got two little dogs here. So if they start patrolling or buzzing by, I hope you forgive us and do forgive my cap because I started to get burnt, but I refused to go inside today. So as I said, we haven't done a house sitting video for a while because we actually haven't been house sitting ourselves for a little while. We did a, I think, three week stint at the beginning of the year when we moved back to the UK from Australia, but we've been doing other things, work and popping over to Europe as you do. And so we've been working with house sitters in a different capacity. Actually, we haven't been house sitting, but we've had the chance to meet some lovely house sitters from trusted house sitters who've come and looked after our little London dog, Westie. So we have jumped back into the game this year, and the reason is because we've been remote working ourselves and we've been doing other things, as I said. We're on a bit of a budget. We got to August and realised that the expense of moving overseas has caught up with us a little bit. So we wanted to save a bit and instead of going on a summer trip, we thought, what can we do that is a bit cost effective but gives us a change of scenery from where we live and maybe the opportunity to do something summery like go to the beach. Of course, we thought of trusted house sitters, so we jumped back in there with our house sitting hat on and we found a beautiful sit down on the Kent coast. Now we've got a lovely family who we talked to and they chose us to come and look after their home and their fur baby. Now the reason that they chose us was actually because we were bringing our own little dog, our little London dog, Westie. If you're not familiar with him, he's extremely cute. There's plenty about him on our channel. Have a look. There's a really popular video that people love, and it's one of our viral ones, so he's very cute. The homeowners here really wanted another dog to come because they said, well, they were surprised we applied in the first place with a dog, but we said, we'd actually been inspired by some of our friends, Nikki and her dog Gus. We've got an interview with them on our channel. If you want to house sit with your pet, you must watch that one. Nikki's advice is invaluable, and it was that family that actually inspired us to apply for house sits with our own pet, London. And it's lucky we did because the little guy that we're looking after, he's a rescue puppy and he trusts dogs more than he trusts humans. I mean, hey, who doesn't really? So his family really wanted us to come and bring our dog, and it's worked out beautifully. These two are like little kids on a sleepover. They play and play and play and don't stop. Now, of course, we were very careful in choosing a sit with a puppy dog that was about London's age. So they are both under 3. They're between 2 and 3 and similar temperaments. So be very discerning in who or what sort of sit you choose if you are taking your own pets, because your pets and their pets' happiness and welfare obviously 100% come first before a new experience for us. But this one worked out well for us because we wanted a change of scenery. We were really excited to come to the coast and were greeted by rain for a whole week, but today is fantastic. But I have been working, to be fair, so I remote work for a company in Australia. So my home company is 10 time zones ahead. So this sit our foray back into house sitting in summer has presented us with some interesting and unique challenges. So we've been house sitting while remote working and bringing our own dog with us. So we just wanted to share a little bit of insight and experience with you in case this resonates with you and they're challenges that you may come up against. They're pretty good challenges to have. I'm not going to say it's dire or something dreadful, but they're things that you need to consider for your own work-life balance. So the first big challenge that we came up against was actually making sure that we had enough nutrients, that we had the right groceries and food to eat. So when we arrived at our sit, we had a bit of a busy afternoon getting set up, getting orientated, and managing our baby's routines and taking them out and making sure that our little guy, once his family was gone, that he was okay and that he was settled and that we'd, gone for a walk and introduced ourselves to him properly. So that was our priority. And we don't have transport, so we came on the train, and we're in a beautiful neighbourhood, but we're not right near buses or trains, and there are shops, they're walkable, but they're a little bit further away, they're not just on the next corner. So we were faced with a couple of those challenges, as well as a lot of rain. So every time we went to go outside, it was raining and storms, so we had a bit of a challenge actually getting our own food and nutrition for a couple of days. But that meant that we were actually ordering things like Uber Eats or corner store food, which was just a bit rubbish. And after 2 or 3 days, we didn't feel great. We felt a bit toxin ridden and just a bit meh. And we had great food for the dogs ready, but we didn't have our own food. So next time we do that, and in the UK, we're pretty much traveling to house sits on the train anyway, so we will be organized next time and bring more food with us, more better quality food. I brought a couple of packets of 2-minute noodles to keep us going, but that wasn't enough, so next time we will bring more. But I also had an idea. If you're in the UK for any length of time, you can easily set up a Sainsbury's account or Tesco or any of the grocery stores for delivery. Why not schedule a delivery with your own groceries, so you've got a good healthy breakfast ready to go and lunches and things like that. Set a grocery delivery up for the evening that you arrive or early the next morning or something like that, just to make sure that you're all set up. You've got the dogs or cats or your pet's best interests at heart, and they're all ready to go, but you have to look after yourself too. And we sort of discovered that the hard way, but we will know for next time. But we wanted to share with you because it's not something that we really thought about, and next time we will think about that. Apologies for my cap, it's keeping me from not getting sunburned. So the biggest challenge for us, I think, while remote working and house sitting this time around, and it wouldn't be any different if we were to house sit again or when we're to house sit again with our little London dog in tow, is actually the managing of multiple routines. So again, this is not something we really thought about, but that was a bit silly, I guess, because we do it at home. That's my little dog. He carries around rocks outside and distributes them around. He's so cute. Not my little dog, my adopted dog. Hello. My adopted dog for the week. So managing multiple routines, we do it on a daily basis. I have meetings from 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning most days, which we have to then factor in with if Cooper's got other work that he needs to commute for. London's got his own walks. There's my well-being and my own routine that needs to be taken into consideration as well. So we manage multiple routines and multiple needs every day. But pop another puppy dog and household into that equation and throws it out a bit, and then throw terrible weather into the equation. It made it really tricky. So this time around we have been managing meetings 10 time zones away. We've been managing 2 dogs' routines that are similar but different. Our little guy that we're looking after, he eats multiple times a day, and then London, our dog, he's fussy. He needs to go outside to do his toilet breaks. He won't do it in his own yard, and then we're managing that in between gaps in the weather. So managing multiple routines has been a bit tricky, and it's ended up being that Cooper and I have been left a bit exhausted at the end of the day. But it was actually nothing that we couldn't overcome. And the way we did overcome it after a few days, and we wanted to share with you, it sounds obvious, but again, until you're in the situation, you don't really think about it. We began to approach it as if we were in the workplace with multiple projects to balance. The evening before, we'll look at the weather, we'll look at our puppy dog's routines, we'll look at my meeting schedule, and we'll actually map out what we need to do at various times during the day to make everything as seamless as possible. Now, Cooper and I are lucky, we can split tasks, there are two of us, but if you are house and pet sitting on your own, there's nothing to say you can't adopt this process as well. It's just about being really organised, nerdishly organised, and approaching it as if you would if you're in a workplace. Just plan your day ahead. You leave room to be flexible, obviously, but it really helps if you plan your day ahead. Now, I think this is really important to know and understand too if you are new to pet sitting, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to share this video. Cooper and I have been doing this for a while, and we know many of the people in our community who have been as well. But we still learn lessons on each sit we go on, and so do our other friends who've been house sitting for years. You know, every house sit is different, and you can take a learning away from each one. But if you are new to this game, it's important to know that these things can happen. You are usually faced with multiple things that you have not anticipated, whether it's weather or transport issues or anything like that, or dogs' routines being quite involved. Not that this little guy's routine is involved, but it's just different from our own dog's routine and our routine. So keep this in mind, and even keep it in mind before you apply for sits or before you accept sits. Don't take on more than you can handle. I think when we are just getting into this game, it's a really easy trap to fall into, and you end up sometimes a bit burnt out, and it takes the fun out of it too. So just be mindful when you're applying for sits and looking at what's in your best interests as well, I guess, is my main point. So looking at these routines and being really organised and making sure that it's something that you can handle, especially if you're on your own. And if it's too much, or if it's too out of the way, or too difficult to get to, too difficult to get around, don't freak out. There's always other house sits. Take the ones that are right for you, and therefore you're right for them and right for those pets. And of course, we did promise you that we'd share the biggest challenge that we faced this summer while house sitting and remote working. If you are interested in house and pet sitting and you've enjoyed this content, thank you for watching this far. We have a free 4-part email series called House Sitting 101 that you might like to get your hands on. We will leave the link in the description, and if you pop your email in, you will receive that training, the first part, over the next 24 hours. So come and join our house sitting and travel curious crew. Get yourself on that list, get the free training. We also have a popular Facebook group for travelers, digital nomads, and house and pet sitters. We will leave that link in the description too, so come and join us there. If you've enjoyed this video, we would appreciate it if you gave us a like and maybe left a comment to say hello. And don't forget to subscribe. We really appreciate it, and we really appreciate you watching our videos. So thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you next time.